Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Eddie. Thank you guys for stopping by. If this is your first time here, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to let me know that you stopped by to hang out with me. I would greatly appreciate it. It is always appreciated as always. Now let's go ahead and get into the topic for today because I did a series of videos about the job market, how frustrating it is and how tough it is. One of the videos I actually had mentioned that sometimes we are applying to jobs that are actually not real jobs and that they're fake jobs. Now, I have actually compiled some evidence about that, some experiences about that, and even some maybe reasoning behind that. So I'm going to go ahead and play some clips of some people who have experienced that, some clips about how to spot that, and maybe some clips about why that's even happening to begin with. So I'm going to go ahead and play these clips, get my commentary. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the content. And as always, at the end, you can go ahead if you feel it, well, if you want to, feel free to go down in the comments and give your experience and give your stories about this as well. Okay. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the content.
Applications you send out, because if you're not careful, you're going to get an invite to an interview. Keep track of all the applications you send out, because if you're not careful, you're going to get an invite to an interview. And when you click on that Zoom link, it's going to be some fucking idiot talking about a manager trainee program. Mad bitches in the fucking Zoom. It's fucking fake. Everybody's trying to play with you and scam you. It sucks, but you got to be on your motherfucking ones and twos. I'm sorry.
You know, it really sucks that the job market has become, a source of scams. I know there's a lot of scams out there when it comes to a lot of things, okay? When it comes to renting places, sometimes people will ask you for money up front. That's a scam. But now we have to worry about scams in the job market. People trying to collect your information, signing you up for MLMs. Those are multi-level type scams. Those have been around for a long time. Pyramid schemes, some people call them. I call them pyramid schemes. Again, a ploy to get your money. So, it's really taking advantage of people who are already kind of in a vulnerable position. Because if you're looking for a job, I don't want to say you're vulnerable because you're looking for a job, right? But we're looking for a job to make money, not to get scammed out of the very little money that we currently have, right? Because if we had a lot of money, we probably wouldn't be looking for a job. So we definitely have to be careful because the job market has turned into a source of scams, and a lot of people prey on people looking for jobs, and it's just that's like the worst. Oh gosh, I've seen a lot of these scams out there, especially with the pyramid schemes. Like it's so crazy how people will promise you a job, but then when you really look into it, it's like, wait a second. If I'm supposed to be working for you, why are you asking me for money? Like that makes absolutely no sense. If somebody's asking you for money, it's a scam, period. You should not be paying money to get a job. That makes absolutely no sense.
He's in his early 20s and eager to jump into the workforce. He sees a job listing that looks perfect to him. So he brushes up his resume, he writes an awesome cover letter, applies, and then waits. So after a month or so, he actually sees the same job posting relisted, which makes him super frustrated. John isn't alone. Many people are frustrated by applying to these kinds of jobs that seem to have no intention of hiring anyone.
If you are in the position of trying to find a new job, of course you don't want to waste your time applying for these ghost jobs.
But it turns out all those open job postings that you see online might not even be real.
Ghost jobs are a phenomenon that have existed for a long time, but they've come to light much more in recent years, and they've become much more of a significant issue in the job market.
4 in 10 companies posted fake job listings in 2024, and 3 in 10 are currently advertising for a role that isn't real, according to a May survey from Resume Builder.
The rise of ghost job posting definitely points to a cooling in the economy.
I just don't understand what the reason is. Like this article doesn't really say, but 4 in 10, that's almost 50%. It's like 40% of companies are admitting that they have posted ghost jobs. Like what is the reason though? Like what's the point of you collect? Is it just to collect data or to collect people's information? Because that's the only thing that you're collecting. You're not interviewing anybody. You're not hiring anybody. So what's the point of collecting all this personal information for a job that you do not have? So that's what kind of makes me wonder, like, what are they doing with the information that they get? Are they using it to solicit other things? Are they selling the information? Because we all know that selling information is a big moneymaker, you know, when it comes to advertising and it comes to spamming people, because people are being spammed 24/7, whether it's through text, email, even regular mail. Like I really think that some people just want to collect data to sell it. That's kind of my theory behind it. But let's move on.
Right now, because so many companies are just playing games with people. It's disgusting. I hate it. I worked as a recruiter for a big time paper manufacturer, which I won't name names, but we literally posted jobs that we did not really have. There you guys have it. A recruiter from a company, a big company probably, letting you know this. It's true. It's so true. I've seen my friends who are in the business space on TikTok and Instagram talk about this. It's real. There are thousands and thousands of jobs posted that they're not even hiring for. They are wasting people's precious time, their money, their energy, their resources, and it's just disgusting. I hate it. I hate it so much. I really do. I feel like there really should be laws about this, because it seems like all the narcissistic, like really toxic bosses are just having fun with this, playing games with people, playing favorites, doing all these little tests on people. It's just disturbing the hell out of me.
So again, what is the reason? Is it to build up a candidate pool because you think that you're going to let somebody go because they're not good at their job? Or is it like threatening current employees? Like, hey, we have a lot of candidates applying for jobs that we don't have. So you may want to increase your performance because we have other people that would be interested in the job. Like, I don't know what the reasoning is. Like I said before, I think they're making money on the information, selling it. Listen, there's a lot of money to be made in data and personal information being sold, you know, through the dark web. So I really think that they're making money off of it. Like that has to be the reason, because there's no other thing that I can think of as to why you'd be collecting people's personal info by posting a fake job that you have no intention of hiring for.
Things who only have the posting up because they're trying to steal your identity. I actually really love this question. Nobody's asked me it before, so I think it's really important that we address it. There is a lot of tips and tricks that I have to recognize scam postings. I'm going to give you my top 2. Number 1, pay attention to the job posting. You should actually be reading what it says and not just applying because of how much they pay. So if it sounds scammy, if it sounds salesy, like hurry, run and apply, positions going quick, you know, stuff like that, like scam. From my experience, most of those are scammy. And if those are not scams, those are usually jobs that people hate working at. So make sure to check out the employee reviews. Tip number 2, when they email you, like communicate with you through email, and every job is going to communicate with you through email. So don't say like, I never got an email communication. You should get some type of email communication. If nothing else, then your job offer letter, which should be emailed to you. But anyways, pay attention to the email address. If it looks like a scam email address, it's highly likely it's a scam. If it does not end with the @ company name, you may want to look into it further, because that definitely could be an indication of a scam.
Even sometimes when the email does end with the @ company name, you still have to look at it, because sometimes it'll be the company's name, but it'll be spelled a little bit wrong on purpose because it's a scam. They'll maybe put in an extra letter, or they'll take out a letter at the end of it. So when you first look at it, you read it kind of fast. It looks like the company's name, but if you really look at it, it's actually not. But she's citing that companies sometimes do this to probably steal your identity. I think that could be something too. You know, there's been data breaches all over the place, but a lot of times you're wondering like, hey, how did you get my data to begin with? Because I don't work there. But sometimes you'll get those emails like, hey, there's been a data breach at such and such company, and it affects you, but you're kind of like, how does it affect me? Like, I've never worked there. So maybe you applied for a job there probably, and they didn't hire you, but yet they still have your info. So that's something to look into.
Did you know that job posting that you saw 3 months ago that has been reposted several times over, or just straight up never closed? It's still open. Yes, fake job postings do exist, and here's why. 1, they want a pipeline of available candidates just in case someone quits or is terminated. More likely termination in this job market, but quitting is still possible. As a recruiter, I've been made aware when people are put on PIPs, which is performance improvement plans, and I know to actually start looking for other candidates to fill that role. I could talk about that in another video. Number 2, they want to seem as if they're financially stable in comparison to their competitors. It's something that we've seen multiple times over. In the tech market, they had reduction in force. It was like one tech company to the next. It's the same thing here. They want to seem that they have the money to afford new personnel. The third reason why is because it could be an evergreen position. And this is a position where the role is always open and they're always looking for new people. Think of your customer service reps, your sales associates, people working in retail, fast food. There's always a position that's open for that role because it's not a role that people stay in all the time. So they tend to always have that position open and available for people to apply to.
Oh, I don't even like that last one, evergreen role, because it's like, if you always have a position posted constantly, that means the turnover is bad. I might need to look into your company to see why you're always hiring for the same position and why nobody stays there long enough for you to have it fully staffed for any extended period of time. If the company turnover is that bad, that's a red flag for me. But she's a recruiter, so she has a lot of good takes on this. The very first one that she was talking about was like kind of like creating like a pipeline because, you know, somebody may be on a performance action plan. I can see that happening, but a lot of times, you know, that doesn't really happen. Like the person could improve their performance, but even when they do that, what I found is that they still won't interview for that position until that person's actually let go, because anytime before that is kind of pointless, right? Because if you interview for the position, now you have people thinking that they've gotten the job or is going to get a call back, but it's kind of like trying to rent an apartment to somebody when somebody still lives in it. Like, what's the point of that? Like, I get that you want to fill it faster in case the person does leave, but as a job seeker, I feel like there needs to be some transparency in that process and tell people like, hey, if we interview you for this position, or hey, we're going to interview you for this position, but somebody is still in it. So until that person is separated from the company, we will not be calling you back until that happens. And by the way, it may not even happen. So you have people waiting for an email like, hey, I'm going to move forward in the process, but yet they're not because this person is still in the job. That may be why some of us think that we're getting ghosted all the time, right? Because the position technically is not available. And I think that there's a lot of reasons why we get ghosted, but I think a lot of it just has to do with fake jobs in general. So I think that instead of us feeling bad about being ghosted, this will at least help some of us understand that we're probably not being ghosted at all. The job itself was a ghost. Play on those words. So I posted this because I kind of had talked about it a little bit in my previous video when I was talking about the job market. And I felt like I wanted to back it up with some facts. And I'm glad the recruiter came on here. And I'm glad that a couple other people shared their experience and how they confirmed that a lot of the jobs were ghost jobs. Apparently, 40% of the companies admit that they post ghost jobs. So it's not just a theory, it really is happening out there. So just another one of those things where, you know, we're out here feeling bad about the fact that we're not getting called back, we're not getting an interview, we're getting ghosted. But there's a lot of reasons, you know, why, and there's a lot of things that contribute to that. So like I said before, let's keep up the good fight. We'll eventually find what we're looking for. Be persistent, don't give up, and always stay positive. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Stay safe out there, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.